Hi everyone, this is Gary from Biohackers Lab, and this is my day 15 update. Day 14, but it's the 15th of January. And yeah, today's update is saying that got my appetite back again. That's good going, and I actually noticed I put on a little bit of weight. So I was only going down in weight from when I started on the 1st of January, and today's the first day I've actually seen it go up a bit. So I went from 86.4 kilograms to 87.1 kilograms today. So that's 191 pounds, I see, or 192 pounds. And I started off, I think it was 199 pounds, 198 pounds, which was 90.4 kilograms. So going from 90.4 down to 86.4 and now back up to 87.1, I'm happy with that. Means hopefully then it was more just some water weight and some excess fat that I lost from carbing over Christmas, and I'm happy with that. But other than that, ketones are still maintaining and still showing ketone levels every day, every time I check now, compared to when I first started, it was always low. So my glucose is 5.1, which is in the 90s. Let me just double check what the conversion is there. Yeah, 92. So my glucose is a tiny bit higher than normal, but also today I've had quite a good feast on different kinds of meats. Today it's been some bacon, some rump, some sea bass, some gammon, because I had family come over because it's my son's birthday this week. So I was at the hotel and I had to order some dinner at the restaurant, and that was actually pretty difficult and expensive. Where for a 10-ounce gammon, I think it was something like £16, and I got 2 eggs on top of that too. And that wasn't filling enough. I had to have a bit of sea bass, and then I had a bit of my dad's sirloin steak too. And then I also they brought over some biltong and droëwors. Now, if you don't know what biltong and droëwors is, it's a South African dried meat, and it's awesome. It's something that we all grew up on in South Africa at something called braais or barbecues. And my parents brought me over some droëwors and biltong, and I had some of the droëwors, and I did feast on that, and it's so tasty. It's so good, delicious stuff. So that's like a dry cured meat, and in a stick format, the droëwors one. And I want to say thank you also to sorry, I just want to get your first name right, Samed, on the YouTube channel. You gave such a great lead to a different way of cooking steak, which is called sous vide. I'd never come across this, and it looks incredible, about cooking steak so that it's perfect, succulent, and then searing it afterwards. It would be a very interesting experience, I guess, to taste that, and the machine that you could use if you wanted to get really fancy. And then, of course, like everything in this world, there's a smart app that would let you then control the temperature and then get notified when your meat was done. I really like that. But no, thank you for sharing that. That was a great lead there too. So if anyone's watching this and you've tried a sous vide steak or cooking your meat that way, I'd love to know. Do you think it was great? Did you really enjoy it? That was a very interesting way. Or do you have another particular favorite way of cooking your meat? A lot of people talk about the reverse sear technique. I haven't tried it yet myself, but that could be another way. That was actually another point whilst we're talking about how to cook meat. Those big rumps, I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, that I took a picture that I got from the butcher. They're 1 kilogram big rumps, but they're also real thick things. And so because they're much thicker, it means it doesn't cook all the way through quite as well. And the problem I find with that is it can get a little bit sinewy and tough when you're trying to cut your rump. So I need, like, if you get to a really thick back, I need to then cut those bits a bit thinner and then cook them a bit more to make them easier to eat. Otherwise they get a bit chewy for me. So I'd love to know, maybe if I went to a very high-end steak restaurant where you could order different sizes of meat, maybe it's like a 1 inch or a half an inch kind of cut that I tend to prefer medium rare. I don't know. That would be another interesting experience for me, going to a steak restaurant now and looking at the thickness and then trying out different cuts and trying to decide which one's best for me. But that's about my update for today. Yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. Please share any comments on this Facebook page, video, or on the YouTube channel where I syndicate this, and keep following me on on Instagram at biohackerslab.com. And I will speak to you again tomorrow. Bye.